Hello, Isaac. This is the Decathlon, my first draft of the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty bot draft mode. So it's basically a quick draft, is what it is. And I started out in green. I was first picking Kappa Tech Wrecker. I don't actually remember my second pick. I think my second pick was Okiba Reckoner Raid. Green ended up being a little light. I think people were playing a bunch of green, so I kind of shifted away from green into blue. Blue isn't offering a ton in this pool. Blue has Suit Up and the Silver Fur Master and the Moon Circuit Hacker, which are all pretty good pieces. Like blue doesn't have anything bad. It also has the Network Disruptors, which I need to activate my Ninjutsu or Ninjutsu. 3 copies of Akiba Reckoner Raid. Those were going around like crazy, so I'm really glad to have 3 casual, usually deal 4 damage, gain 2 life card, plus like add a threat. Actually insane. Basically a planeswalker. 2 suit ups, which are really, really good with the Virus Beetle on 1, because you play Virus Beetle, you swing with Virus Beetle. They either have to block Virus Beetle and then they can get suit upped, or they don't block Virus Beetle and then they're leaving themselves open to Ninjutsu. The issue with the Ninjutsu thing is I only picked up 3 Ninjutsu cards. The good news is they are maybe the best 3 common and uncommon Ninjutsu cards in the set. These are good ones. Moon Circuit Hacker gives a little bit of card draw off the Network Disruptor, bounces Virus Beetle. Silver Fur Master is very strong in this deck. Or not very strong, but it's basically a Lord. Because these are rogues, and these turn into rogues. So it's kind of rogue tribal. Other interesting stuff is 2 copies of the Long Reach of Night. Makes us do a lot of Saga stuff, which I really enjoy. A little bit of limitless value. You play the first Long Reach of Night, it's whatever. You play the second one, they're dead. Not running Tamiya's Completion because it's a little slow and it's a huge nombo with both Long Reach of Night and Debt to the Kami and Gravelighter. So yeah, this game we're trying to control the tempo, control the resources. We've diverted from auto land a little. We're going 10 and 7 instead of, I believe the suggested was like 9 and 8. Because I want a better chance at casting Invoke Despair. And that's also what the Network Terminal is doing, because I can Network Terminal to search for Invoke Despair and then cast Invoke Despair. And Invoke Despair is a good card. It's a little bit of like a 3-for-1. So, yeah, this was like pack 2, kind of mid. But, yeah, this is a pretty good list, which explains why we are currently 6-0 with it. So if we can get to 7-0, I'd be most happy. That would be pretty cool. 7-0 in a Decathlon, I'll take it. We're playing against a Jace, but not the cool one. So he's probably a garbage player. Interesting hand. Not the best. Silver Fur Master, but with nothing to Ninjutsu. 2 pieces of removal you probably keep. Network Terminal can help find good stuff. This hand is very mediocre. This is probably a mull, actually. Yeah, there's too many bad draws. That's a little better. Probably get rid of Debt to the Kami. Really need to draw a black. But if I draw a black, I have a lot of aggression. Okiba Reckoner Raid's not good news. That 2 life is very relevant. That's not a black. That previous hand is looking better and better. But I don't think you want to keep that hand. I think that hand is pretty consistently losing. Papercraft Decoy, that's interesting. That's really not what we want. If we get a swamp next turn, we can ninjutsu out the Dokuchi Shadow Walker, which is decent. If we block, we're letting him draw a card. Could be what he needs to find land, but I think we want to block anyways. Yeah. No land? Land. Okay, maybe he drew it. No bueno. No bueno. Okay, so he had either a land or a voltage surge. He couldn't have top decked them both. But that's pretty good. This game is looking a little dim right now, because we don't have any good plays next turn. Even with a swamp, we have to play like Okiba Reckoner Raid. Start trying to claw our way back in. Ooh, that's really not good. Kind of the opposite punish of what you'd expect from my land ratio. But, you know. I don't think you can mold a 6 there. Or mold a 5, rather. Only called Anvil. There's a possibility he wins even in an honest game here. His deck's good. Have to cycle this. Not technically lost yet, I don't think. Like, if he just had land for the rest of the game, we could win. So that's why we're not scooping. Alright. That priority stick is not good. Probably has the +3/+1. Ooh. Nasty, nasty. Need another swamp to play both virus beetles. Ooh, you're not another swamp at all. This is not winnable anymore because he has the only cult value and the other things value. Alright. That happens. That's a skill issue, I suppose. Don't think anything changes. I haven't cast Invoke Despair once today, which kind of makes me question if I should just be doing a better land ratio, because it's like, yeah, if I get this far without casting it, I probably don't need it. But also, it's kind of like, it's just so much beatdown. Like, if you're ahead and you cast it, you just win. If you're behind and you cast it, you're at parity now. Oh, that's a lot better. This is going to be very low resource for my opponent, because I have Debt to the Kami for smallest creature, then Long Reach of Night. We'll either start picking away at his hand. On the play, Long Reach of Night usually picks up the hand. On the draw, it can do a little different. Wowie, my opponent is not going to have very many resources this game. Kind of want to find a way to Gravelighter for cards, but I doubt that'll happen. Just because of the sequence that requires. That's really unfortunate. That's quite good against my hand. I think I just pass. I think I'm gonna have to Debt to the Kami, the Spirited Companion. I Gonjo Explorer, sure. Yeah. Doesn't matter which one I do. He exiles the companion, surely. Yep. Alright. A little bit punished there, but I didn't know I'd draw that. Because here it's slightly better to have the Gravelighter on the battlefield and then bounce it, but I don't hate bouncing to Reckoner Raid. He is on a clock. Nizumi Road Captain might be able to take a trade next turn and let my Gravelighter draw me a card. I don't hate Gravelighter just being used as an edict here. Like, depending on what his blocker situation is, could make the difference. Ooh, Moth Friends are not good for him. That's way too slow. If he doesn't have life gain, I have lethal right here. Right, because I suit up, bonk him for 10, next turn Reckoner Raid goes off. I don't mind that play. I think I do that, because even if he has life gain, he's still not in a very good spot. So I'm forcing his hand. He has to make a very specific play next turn. And then, given that he's playing a life gain card, what is there? There's like Geothermal Kami bouncing that. He still loses because I have Gravelighter. There's that Saga, but that doesn't get board presence. Like, forcing him onto the life gain is pretty powerful. Alright, there we go. So that was the Decathlon. Little unfortunate we didn't get the 7-0, But I don't think there's a ton I can do that game. Maybe I should keep that hand, but I really doubt it. I think I made the right call there. All right, there we go. 4,000 gold. We needed that. There you go. One last look at the deck. It's so beautiful. It's a beautiful deck. First try, easy peasy. Didn't even run green or white. Probably because everyone else in my pool was. But there you go. Au revoir.